Hello, hello, hello. It's Peter, and this is my reality TV channel where I do kind of recaps and then I do lots of opinions. And it's Sunday. That's God's day. I think about the Holy Ghost. Oh my Lord, I might have the Holy Ghost. Okay. I won't have the Holy Ghost with the Plaths because Welcome to Plathville is not on tonight. Okay, but I do think that I might be struck deadly by God for talking horrible about the Plaths. Because I'm getting ready to, okay? So anyway, I might be struck dead by God for talking about, listen, okay? Listen. I'm either going to have the Holy Ghost, okay, and be converted by talking to them, or, and no, I'm a very spiritual person. I don't consider myself a religious person. I'm a very spiritual person, okay? So, like we say in recovery, for those of you that don't know, I've been sober for 28 years and 9 months, okay? Like, I saw this on a bumper sticker years ago, and I love it, okay? Two things, like we say in recovery, that religion is for people that are afraid of going to hell, and spirituality is for people that have already been there, okay? And I saw this on a bumper sticker years ago, and I love it, and it said, okay, you don't have to be in a garage to be a car, just like you don't have to be in a church to be a Christian, okay? Just so we want to make that clear, okay? Apparently to the Plath, that bumper sticker should say, and you can get divorced, and you can be going out on dates on randoms, and you can tell your kids they can't watch TV, drink coffee, and all this kind of stuff, but apparently you can do that, okay? And have a really scary smile. I can't with this show. Does Lydia still have her prayer closet? That's all I want to know, okay? We're four episodes into the new season, and they ain't showed Lydia crying up in her prayer closet yet, okay? And I just have to tell you, like, Lydia, to me, is probably one of the nicest people that has ever been on television. I will tell you, I missed an entire season and a half, so I don't know what happened with her. But Lydia is seriously the third or fifth oldest daughter. They always call them an orphan. None of them kids that like are younger, they don't get no airtime whatsoever. They got 42 kids or something like that. They're like the Duggars 4.2, but not as problematic, okay? And so anyway, here's the deal. I think, first of all, before going into this, I need to say a prayer talking about the Plaths that live all over the world, but we're still trying to make this reality TV show work because it's our only source of income. Okay, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change about this cheesy-ass Christian TV show, the wisdom to know the difference between reality and truth. Now I can't forget how that prayer goes. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage to change the things I can. Okay, I can turn the TV off if I don't want to, but I can't. I can't change it. I don't got the courage to because I'm so obsessed with it. Oh my God, it's so bad, but I'm so obsessed. And the wisdom to know the difference, right? And I don't have that kind of wisdom. I just don't. And I'm currently obsessed with The Real Housewives of Miami Season 2. I'm almost done with it. I can't wait to start Season 3 and find out what new drama is going to start. But anyway, so here's the deal, okay? I have, like, fallen in love over the years, like, back in the day with these, like, nicey families, right? Like, I love that show. My friend Tawny Jean and I, we used to watch every week that show, Them Little People, Big World. I love where they lived on a pumpkin patch. Can you even imagine living on a pumpkin patch? Now, I have never in my life, let me tell you, I stopped watching that show and them two bitter-ass people were going through a divorce and they were so mean to each other and all that kind of stuff. Do you remember that? And they were still living on the same property and all that stuff. They hated each other. She's married now again. I don't know if he is or something like that. I've long stopped watching it, okay? Now the kids are coming out and talking about what miserable childhoods they had. That's always the story with these reality TV folk, okay? They're families. It's like, first of all, they're like this most fantastic family, like Mary Kate, Ashley, and 8 or whatever. That's the Olsen twins. No, what's that? Mary Kate and 8? What's that channel? I don't know what that show is called. I never watched it. You know where she's got that. But if you go to every small town in Indiana, they still have that hairdo, that flip up in the back. Do you remember that? What was her name? 8. I have to look it up because this is going to drive me crazy. And 8. 8 is enough to make our house a home. Reality TV show. 8 fakest reality shows. No, that's not the one I was looking for, baby. Okay, John and Kate plus 8. Yeah, the weirdest couple in the entire world, right? And then they got divorced, and then he had the kids, and she didn't want them, and then she wanted them, and then she's a bad mom, and all the kids were talking out about against her and him. I mean, girl, it's such a mess, okay? Y'all done got famous for having the nicest family in the world, and then y'all turned against each other, and these kids are fucked up for life. Okay, that's what all these shows do. And it makes me very sad, but I can't stop watching it. Okay, so I got into watching the Plaths a couple years ago. Welcome to Plathville. My friend Tanya was like, you gotta watch the show. The show's gonna be so good, right? She loves all this shit. She watches everything reality. So I started watching this. They're from this town that's called, well, they're from like a town next to a town that's spelled like Cairo, okay? Like, you know, the famous town, Cairo. But they call it Cairo. Okay, which is so funny because here in southern Indiana, there's a town that is spelled Versailles, but they pronounce it Versailles, okay? There's a town that is spelled Milan, okay, but they pronounce it Milan, okay? So I think it's very much that, the South, okay? It's very much the South. So they call Cairo, okay? So they're from this town, and then they built this beautiful house. They have this beautiful house and all this kind of stuff, and Lydia's always like, yeah, I think my mom's so busy putting on makeup, even though she's like this hardcore Christian. And so that's not how Lydia talks. Lydia's like, oh, Father, please, Father, I love you so much, Father. And I'm like, is she talking about her dad, or is she talking about God? I'm so confused. And she's got this prayer closet that they built for her, and she cries her eyes out because all she ever wanted was a prayer closet. Am I new? I didn't even know what the fuck a prayer closet was till I started watching this show. But she is so sweet, right? They work her like a workhorse in that place. They seriously do. She's got to make kids dinners for 16 kids. That mom's sitting on the couch all like this, stretched out in her leggings and some button-down collared shirt, putting on her makeup. And she's like, Lydia, get me some tea, Lydia. I'm like, my Lord, what is going on in this show? And that dad's always like this. Hey, should we flex our biceps? I'm like, you are a weirdo straight from hell, okay? Like, I don't even know what is going on with this family, right? So, listen, Linda, when I stopped watching this show because I got so bored of it, the oldest brother, I think it's the oldest brother, I don't know, there's so many kids, Ethan was married to Olivia, and I really liked Olivia, and I felt really bad for her because the family all, like, they hated her and all that kind of stuff, right? And so they were trying to work out their marital kind of stuff and all this kind of stuff. And I like Ethan. And then Micah, who was the next youngest one, he had just started his acting career and all this kind of stuff. And he's always flexing, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And then there was his sister that, I think it goes, hold on, Mariah and then Lydia. And Mariah, she's real sweet girl, okay? God, can somebody please, I mean, the girl is more famous than Sen and has more followers on Instagram. Can somebody please do a get ready with her and do a makeover with her? Can we get her on like Trixie Mattel or something like that, okay? Because it's not good, okay? I'm just saying it. And no, I'm not body shaming her. I'm not at all. I think she's a beautiful young lady, okay? But I'm a little unclear about the makeup look sometimes, okay? And no, that's not body shaming her. It's makeup, okay? You can say somebody's makeup looks boogered. It's not good, okay? And it's not. And I actually came back and I watched it, and her hair is like this platinum blonde white look. I was like, I love her hair. Her hair's beautiful. She's such a sweet girl. She's so beautiful. I love that she's like on her own, standing up for herself and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, she's living in Tampa, Florida. Apparently she was living with, so I come back to the show, they done all moved everywhere, okay? Micah is now living in Los Angeles, all right? The parents, and last time I watched it, they were having family dinners and the kids all hated them, okay? Now, it's like, okay, Micah moved to LA to be a full-time model, okay? Mariah was living in Tampa with Ethan and Olivia. I didn't even know they moved to Tampa, okay? People have been rumoring that they're getting divorced for years because they don't post no pictures on their Instagrams and things like that, which I do think is really interesting. Like, she hasn't posted a picture of Ethan. Maybe she has in the last week, but the last time I looked, she hadn't posted a picture of Ethan since like 2021 or 2020. It was like an anniversary picture. But they were in Europe all summer filming this thing before it was filmed, and there was not one picture on her Instagram of them in Europe together. Yeah, I think they're headed for divorce. I do. I think it's all for TV. And this is the thing that is. Okay, y'all are good Christians thinking you're coming from a good family. You can't shut your mouth. You fight all the time. And you really aren't good Christians because you don't live by the Christian rule. I mean, these are like them Creasters, okay, that go to church on Christmas and Easter. But then they want to pass judgment on gay people and stuff like that. You can get fucked. You can seriously get fucked with all that, okay? These are the people that we should be listening to right here. These people, okay, because they're Christians. Because they got good family values. Okay, my husband and I have been together for 15 years and been married for 12, okay? We ain't no fakety bullshit where 1 second we're like loving on each other and having 14 kids. Okay, and then the next second we were never really in love and it was all fake. Micah even says that when he's sitting there talking to his mom. He's like, so you and Dad never were really in love with each other? Like, I'm confused. He says that in his confessional. I'm like, yeah, it's all fake for TV, okay? Because this is how y'all get your paychecks. This is how your younger brother Isaac bought a plane. What 18-year-old is buying a fucking plane, okay? That was his paychecks from the fucking show. So you got Christians out here that are acting like evangelical Christians, okay? They're acting like they're holier than thou. Okay, they don't let them kids watch TV, but then Isaac's got an entire full setup for video fucking games, okay? That was the last season I was watching it. That was when I was kind of done with it. I was like, poor Lydia has to beg her ass off to get a prayer closet, but Isaac has like 3 monitors, TV screens, and video game sessions, but you guys don't let your kids watch TV, but he can have all that? No, you guys are hypocrites and you're liars, okay? Who is coming down my street so damn loud? Oh, it's my neighbor. He got one of them vintage cars that he fixed up and all that. Not my... down there. Fixed up one of them old, like, fancy, you know, the old cars, you know, I love when I see those, but they're real loud, you know, stuff like that. I think they take diesel fuel. It doesn't matter. Like that car that, you know, let's just spin it into the video, like the car that Ethan fixed up, right? Anyway. So, you know, they're so preachy, and this is how they got their show, and America's like, oh, isn't this a nice show, and these people just love each other so much, and they're such a good... I just like looked at the camera. I was like, I thought it was at 11 minutes. I'm leaving this part in there too, okay? I looked at the time. It was at 11 minutes, but I thought it was 0.00. And I thought, have I been sitting here fucking talking the whole time? I haven't been recording this. Anyway, did y'all see that? That right there was a blooper caught on video that I am leaving fully in here. Okay. So these preachy-ass people want to come out and say all this kind of stuff, right? Okay. So Micah moved to LA. Ethan and Olivia moved to Tampa, Florida for a year. Then they went to Europe for like a year or 3 months or something. And while they were gone, Mariah was living there with Olivia's brother, okay? That apparently has been very problematic. And I'm not just talking about, no, getting arrested for DUIs and things like that. He said a lot of problematic bullshit on his social media accounts. I looked into it, okay? Because I was like, who is this person I've never seen before, right? So he got all that kind of stuff on there, right? And then, so Mariah was living with Olivia, Ethan, and Olivia's brother. And then, when I come back into it, she done moved out into her own apartment. Cute little loft, like, studio apartment, right? She done moved out. Lydia's living at home. Her mom moved out and got her own apartment. They're, like, going through a divorce. I think they're divorced already, or maybe, I don't know. I don't think they are divorced. I don't know. And the dad is working out in the gym. Like, let me just tell you this right now. I don't know if Muscles... Hey, how are you guys doing? I don't know if Muscles running that building or whatever, okay? And I'm telling you right now... I'm like, should I edit this or should I just say it how I want to say it? I'm going to say how I want to say it, okay? I don't care how, and I'm not real into the Muscles anyway. I'm kind of into the whole dad bod thing, you know? But I wouldn't fuck that dad if he was the last man on earth. I'm telling you right now, okay? He creeps me the fuck out. There was something weird about that dad. But like this season, he kind of seems like he's trying to get close to his kids and be really nice and stuff. So I'm kind of like, my opinion's kind of changing. But there's this whole scene when he's like in the gym working out with Micah. And I'm like, how did this man get so fit literally in a year? Like, I could work out for 15 years and not have the same body this man has. I mean, he is literally ripped, this dad, okay? Who's, like, probably my age or older. And I'm like, how does this man have this body? And they're, like, flexing. He's, like, bigger than Micah. And Micah's been, like, working out and flexing and shit like that for years, okay? I'm like, and then Micah's like, yeah, I think that you're trying to do this to get a lady. I'm like, no, he wants the mom back. And the mom is done, and she can't be bothered with him anymore, okay? That's the story that's going on here. And then it kind of made me sad. And then there was this whole story about how Mariah, so he goes to visit Mariah in Tampa, and I'm all over the place, I don't care, but Mariah had alopecia, and she lost all of her hair, which, like, okay, my mom lost all of her hair to alopecia, so like, that story is personal to me, and she's showing these pictures, and she said that all of her brothers and sisters made fun of her, and that all these people made fun of her, and they called her these nicknames, and she said she never wanted to be called that again, and all this kind of stuff, and, like, her dad is just sitting there with the most sincere look on his face, and he's like, I never knew that it hurts you that bad, right? And I'm like, okay, this dad is kind of redeeming himself a little bit to me. And the mom, like, I'm kind of living for the fact that she's like, I want to be on my own. Like, she explains that he didn't want to leave the house, so she was like, I'm going to leave. You know, the kids can come visit me when they want to. Who says the man's always the one that has to leave the house, you know? Let him have to take care of them 15 kids or 42 kids or how many there are, right? Hey, listen, she's got a cute little apartment and all this kind of stuff. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching all this kind of stuff, and like, I don't criticize nobody for getting divorced, okay? I think when you're sitting there and you're preaching against other people's lifestyles and all this kind of stuff for years on end, and then that becomes your lifestyle, I think maybe that's a little hypocritical. You need to take a look at that, right? Okay, they all kind of address that. They kind of talk about that. Mariah decides to get baptized, and she says something to Lydia, and Lydia's like, I'm so glad that you're going to have a relationship with father and father. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, seriously? Okay. And then her and Isaac are having this conversation in the kitchen about, like, boyfriends and girlfriends, and she won't tell him anything because you're not dating anybody, girl. Okay, just say that. Say no. I've reached out to 15 guys that I met at church camp, and none of them wanted to date me. Just be honest about it, okay? And I think she's real sweet. Can we get Lydia a boyfriend that's real nice? Okay, can we get her like a real Christian, call him the father and all this kind of stuff, virgin boyfriend? Like, I think that would be real nice. I think for Lydia to have her own romantic storyline, hell, she's the only one holding the family together, staying there, so they all still get fucking paychecks. That's the reality of it all day long, right? Because that's all they care about is these paychecks, okay? Because they all live all across the country now. So this whole show started, okay, with this family, those ultra-conservative, you know, evangelical Christians lived together, none of the kids could do nothing, right? Okay? And then they all lived together, and they dressed like they were, like, half Amish or something like that. None of them dressed like that anymore. The mom never did. I always wondered why the mom could sit there and have highlights in her hair and wear a full face of makeup, but she was passing judgment on all the kids, and they had to wear prairie dresses. Like, none of them made sense to me, okay? So anyway, so I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, so Micah is in Los Angeles. Somebody just told me on Twitter the other day that Mariah moved to Los Angeles, and then Ethan and Olivia are moving to Minnesota to be close to their grandparents, and then the parents are divorced and living in different places, and I'm like, why is this show still going on? And I said that, and somebody tweeted me, and they were like, well, this is how they make their living. Oh. God forbid we stop the phony-ass TV show, okay, so that they can make their living, and that Isaac can buy a plane, and they can still live in some fantastic house or apartment. Are we fucking kidding? I mean, like, this is... Okay, then you need to... What? Then they need to be fucking honest about how they're hypocrites on the show. Then it should be called Welcome to Hypocritville is what it should be called. Because this is bullshit. It's bullshit. But I'm going to keep on watching this bullshit. Because I kind of missed it. I kind of missed watching it, you know? And I do like some of them. Like, there's something endearing about each of them, you know, that I like. Like, in this season, like, I don't know why, but, like, the dad, I feel like is kind of trying to redeem himself a little bit. I don't know. And, you know, the honest part of it is that the mom and dad are kind of, like, better off apart and seem so much happier than they were together, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Are you guys watching it? Put it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.